कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to our continuation on NOD. Before we proceed with the next 13th chapter, revision of the afternoon class. Yes.
One should reside in Mathura, and it was written that even if one remembers or sees or touches the holy land of Mathura, then he will get perfection of life and he will go back to Mathura.
Yes. You attended afternoon? Okay, no problem. Tell one point from morning.
He told like Lord accepts offering even in mind. We can offer things as regarding that. So many examples we gave, like South Indian Brahmana, then Ghansam. So if we don't have anything, at least we can offer things in mind to God.
Yes. Good.
If we regularly read Srimad Bhagavatam regularly every day 1 or 2 hours, and then in just like 3-4 months we'll lose taste for all mundane literatures. So when we sincerely read regularly, he'll lose taste for mundane literature.
You mentioned that Param Pujya Gopal Krishna Maharaj said if somebody who reads Prabhupada books 2 hours every day, Maya cannot touch him. And if he reads...
No, that I Maya don't tell that other things. लोग बोलेंगे कौन था वो, किस एंड मिस एंड किक एंड ऑल, कौन? महाराज के इतना ही स्टेटमेंट है। तो फेमस हो जाएगा। गोपाल कृष्ण महाराज ने कहा कि एनीथिंग लेस देन 2 hours देन माया विल किस एंड क्यों। लोग बोलेंगे ऐसा महाराज बोल ही नहीं सकते, बताओ कौन था वो।
It was told about revealed scriptures that revealed scriptures are those who give enlightenment towards advancing in devotional service.
Yes.
In the afternoon lecture, you told that serving according to one's own position. So you gave example of Srila Prabhupada that when he was in Jalduta, so that time how he celebrated the Janmashtami festival. He just offered 1 apple and he distributed it to all the crew members, and then he gave some Krishna Katha to them.
We discussed that anyone who thinks himself a devotee of Krishna does not accept him. He says that I am servant of the servant of Krishna. And past time was discussed of Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, that he only entertained people who said I am servant of Krishna.
In principle of rendering service to the Vaishnavas, in this connection we should know that way to the Lord is the serving devotees to the Lord. Way to the Lord is serving devotees. Reaching
where?
Way to the Lord is serving devotees.
Yes, correct.
And in another place, like how we will be able to read Srila Prabhupada books 1 hour or 2 hours by controlling our tongue. And that is speaking and eating. Then only we will be able to read.
We can put a cello tape on our mouth and write there, not fit for speaking. Like that.
we should read the Bhagavatam under the guidance of the person Bhagavat. That Mahaprabhu told that Bhagavat
Not Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu secretary. Swarup Damodar Goswami would say that.
Bhagavat
Though here it is Prabhupada is generalized way saying Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar Goswami would say Bhagavata Podogiya Bhagavata Sthana.
Madhyama devotee focuses on serving devotees, and Kanishta focuses on deity works, more focus on deities.
For Kanishta, deities are more important than devotees. For Madhyama, devotees are more important than deities.
More focus on reading than hearing. More focus reading than hearing, because when we read, we have to be very much careful and we have to focus.
Scriptures say hearing is more important. Prabhupada also I said 116. Hearing and explaining is more important than just reading the Vedic literature. So he said that loudly we can read and then hear. So I stress on reading because endeavor is more required in that. If you are sitting and hearing lecture and making notes, that is very good. But if it is just like that, then we may be less attentive.
About revealed scriptures, it was told that if we read the revealed scriptures, then Supreme Lord will be happy, and even if we worship the revealed scriptures, then all the 10 gods will worship us.
Worship us. Okay, worship the person. Worship us means like, worship Pankaj Prabhu. Worship the worshipper of the books.
You asked question to Maharaj that what is the goal of life. So he told that to become pure devotee is the goal of life. And
Which Maharaj?
Bhakti Swami Maharaj. And you asked that what is the process for that. So he told that if you follow Panchang Bhakti, then that's the way.
That will ensure that you become pure devotee in this very life.
The 5 last elements of devotional service, that is Dham Seva, Nam Seva, Vaishnava Seva. So these 5 elements are so potent that if one follows sincerely even one element, then it can give devotional ecstasy even to a neophyte devotee.
Very good.
Like if we physically take Govardhan Parikrama, so it takes 3, 4, 5 hours also. But if we are not able to go, so at least in mind we can take Parikrama of Vrindavan or Govardhan. So we explain about Maharaj, that how Maharaj in New Vrindavan, he was not allowed to pass some boundary. So Maharaj was taking all mental Parikrama Vrindavan.
But mind needs to be pure and attached to Vrindavan, then only. Otherwise you start with Mansi Ganga, पानी से याद आया मेरा बधोती तो बकेट में है. कल रात को डाला था, 24 घंटे हो गए. ठीक है.
About devotees, it was told that if someone even sees or give him place to sit, then all his sinful reactions are destroyed.
Yes.
Even if someone remembers the activities of the devotee,
Remember?
the activities of the devotee, then all his family's sinful reaction will be wiped out.
Anybody else? Yes.
We should not hear from professional reciter or outsiders. Even they speak Bhagavatam also.
Yes.
Because there is just like serpent, milk touched by serpent.
It's poisonous, though it looks like normal milk. Oh. Done? we'll begin the 13th chapter. 5 potent forms of devotional service. So there, Mathura Mandale Sthiti, Shri Murter Angri Sevanam, Sajatiyashaya Snigdha Shri Bhagavat Sangha Bhagavad Bhakta Sango, Shri Bhagavatartha Swado, and Shri Nama Sankirtanam. 5. Rupa Goswami has stated that 5 kinds of devotional activities, namely residing in Mathura, Mathura Mandala Sthiti, worshipping the deity of the Lord, Shri Murter Angri Sevane, reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Bhagavatartho Swado, serving a devotee, that is Sajatiyashaya Snigdha Shri Bhagavad Bhakta Sangho, and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Shri Nama Sankirtanam, are so potent that a small attachment for any one of them, these 5 items, can arouse devotional ecstasy, even in a neophyte. So ecstasy means bhav, can be aroused, and neophyte. So he has less attachment to all these things, but with that also bhav can be aroused over a period of time. So regarding worship of the form of the deity, my dear friend, if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon the form of Krishna who is standing on the bank of Keshi Ghat, a bathing place in Vrindavan. He is known as Govinda, and his eyes are very enchanting. He is playing upon his flute, and on his head there is a peacock feather, and his whole body is illuminated by the moonlight in the sky. So this is very famous. You might have heard that on the bank of Yamuna at Keshi Ghat, they see also beautiful Krishna. So if you are attached to your friend, society, family, please don't go to Keshi Ghat. Means what? You must go. That's how you will lose your taste for friend, philosophy, friend, love, society, etc. It is the duty of every householder to install deities of the Lord at home and to begin the process of worshipping along with all of his family members. This will save everyone from such unwanted activities as going to clubs, cinemas, and dancing parties, and smoking, drinking, etc. All such nonsense will be forgotten if one stresses the worship of the deities at home. So those of you who get married tomorrow, you should, tomorrow means not on 23rd of October, in future. So Prabhuji has decided our marriage around in future, that is the way of saying. So then you should install deities, at least Gaur Nitai, most merciful. They are most merciful lordships, Shri Gaur Nitai. So you can establish. And your home deities are extension of the temple deities. So whenever there are programs in the temple, then you don't have to worry of your deity worship at home. So you can go to temple. Gaur Nitai, just you give glass of water with tulsi, they are happy. 15 days yatra also you go, no problem. Radha Krishna is little serious, so they can be given to some other devotee friends, and they can worship along with their deities. And when you come back, you bring your deities to your home again, just like I think Namprem Prabhu does with his deities. Rupa Goswami further writes, my dear foolish friend, I think that you have already heard some of the auspicious Srimad Bhagavatam, which decries seeking the results of fruitive activities, economic development and liberation. I think that now it is certain that gradually the verses of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describing the pastime of the Lord will enter your ears and go into your heart. So he says, but diligently avoid offenses, especially to devotees, else no effect visible. So Vaishnava aparad has to be avoided by all means, everywhere. Here also, this is the recommendation. While reading Srimad Bhagavatam, you should not commit offenses. Vaishnava means seva, Nam means ruchi, Jiva means daya. This should be standard. Nam means ruchi. Anywhere, anyhow, I see holy name, I hear holy name, I think of holy name, only ruchi. Wow, Harinam, Haribol, so sweet. नाम बिना किछु नाही को आरो 14 भुवन माझे। Thakur says, I have not found anything sweeter than the holy name of the Lord. So Naam means Ruchi. Vaishnav means Seva. Any Vaishnav comes in front of me, how can I serve him? Different Vaishnavas will need different services, but whatever. And Jiva means Daya. How to shower Daya on this Jiva? Time plus circumstances, different things could be done, but we must do them. Then second, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that unless one has the ability to throw out, just like garbage, the fruity results of ritualistic ceremonies, economic development and becoming one with the Supreme or salvation, one cannot understand Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavatam deals exclusively with devotional service. Only one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam in the spirit of renunciation can understand the pastimes of the Lord which are described in the 10th canto. In other words, one should not try to understand the topics of the 10th canto such as the Ras Leela, love dance, unless he has spontaneous attraction for Srimad Bhagavatam. One must be situated in pure devotional service before he can relish Srimad Bhagavatam as it is. So, be renounced in the spirit of renunciation. Mahaprabhur Bhaktagan Vairagya Pradhan Yiha Dekhi Prita Haya Gaura Bhagavan. So wherever Mahaprabhu finds renunciation in his followers, he becomes supremely pleased. So it's natural for Mahaprabhu's followers to be renounced. Then about Shri Murti is saying, okay, next, fourth maybe. Srila Rupa Goswami has similarly described the transcendental nature of relishing topics which concern Krishna. A devotee once said, it is very astonishing that since I have seen this personality of Godhead, who is washed by the tears of my eyes, there is shivering of my body, and he has made me a failure in executing my material duties. Since seeing him, I cannot remain silently at home. I wish to go out to him always. The purport of this statement is that as soon as one is fortunate enough to contact a pure devotee, one must be anxious immediately to hear about Krishna, to learn about Krishna, or in other words, to become fully Krishna conscious. When I used to go in 1998 every weekend to Mumbai, so one point of time, one Sunday, after Sunday feast lecture was over, I took prasad. So then I went to take darshan because I had to. I had morning. I had not taken darshan properly. So I took darshan of Shri Radha Gopinath for 10-15 minutes, and then I turned around to go to near. How many of you gone to Radha Gopinath temple? So you know there is one door side Hanumanji, other door side Garudji. To exit towards Brahmacharya Ashram or near Prabhupada. Prabhupada's right side is Garudji, left side Hanumanji. So that Hanumanji's door, Prabhupada's left side. So I started going towards that because that side was Brahmacharya Ashram. I used to stay in Brahmacharya Ashram as a student also. So then as I was going, very soon Maharaj came from there. So then exactly my straight line from Gopinathji, which is in the middle, towards this line I was following, Maharaj was coming exactly on the same track. So then I understood if I go, then I will go very close to him. So I changed my direction so that I don't go close to him. So as I changed, he changed. So exactly then he caught me and he embraced me right in front of Radha Gopinathji. Hari Bol. So then I was in his embrace only. So Maharaj said, how did you find morning lecture? I said, very nice, Maharaj. Like that. Then he said, what about Tuesday? Tuesday was some special day, I don't remember what was that. So he said, are you going to be there? I said, yes, Maharaj, I'll stay back for Tuesday. Okay, so that was simple, 2-3 lines. Then he said, suddenly, which was unexpected, he said, how can I serve you? How can I serve you? How can I serve you? I should ask this question to him. But now he has already asked. So then what to answer? So then sometimes I would tell that to senior devotees. So I told the same thing to Maharaj. Maharaj, please engage me in Krishna's service. So then when he heard that, so then he laughed. I was in his embrace only. Like that. His shoulders moved like this when he laughs. Like that. So, I was still in his embrace only. And then he said, I will. And then he released the embrace. Then I went away. Like that. So when senior brahmachari saw that Maharaj had embraced me, he said, hey, what happened? What happened? Tell me what happened. So I told all that thing, and then Maharaj asked question, how can I serve? Then what did you say? What did you say? I said, I was confused. What can I say? Then I said, ultimately, Maharaj, please engage me in Krishna's service. Like that. He said, oh, you should not have You should have asked, Maharaj, please engage me in your service. I said, your service? I am a personal servant, like, how can I engage in Maharaj service? I will commit mistakes, I don't even know how to serve him and all that. Because he was Maharaj's personal servant for several years. Then I said, okay, next time if I get such opportunity. But still I was confused from inside. How can I say like that? Maharaj bole, "Are tu ke personal servant banna chahta hai?" But anyway, that opportunity never came. But the point is here, what is the point? If one is fortunate enough to contact a pure devotee, one must be anxious immediately to hear about Krishna, to learn about Krishna, or in other words, to become fully Krishna conscious. So on this, I remember that Maharaj's mercy. Similarly, there is a statement about hearing and chanting the Maha Mantra. It is said that saints have been able to hear the vibrating strings of the Veena in the hands of Narad, who is always singing the glories of Lord Krishna. Narada Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana Name. Narada Muni is always playing. That instrument also is given by Lord Devadatta. Now this same sound vibration has entered my ears and I am always feeling the presence of the Supreme Personality. Gradually I am becoming bereft of all attachment for material enjoyment. So Virakti will come. If we hear the Mahamantra. So Virakti, once Prabhupada said, the difference between me and my disciples is that if a naked woman passes by, I would not be distracted. So Virakti means this, no matter what happens in front of our eyes, we should be undisturbed. Naked woman also passes by, I would not be disturbed. Again, Srila Rupa Goswami has described Mathura Mandal. I remember the Lord standing by the banks of the Yamuna river, so beautiful amid the Kadamba trees, where many birds are chirping in the gardens, and these impressions are always giving me transcendental realization of beauty and bliss. Kujata kokila hamsa sarasa gana kirne mayura kule nana ratna nibadda moola vitapa Shri Yukta Vrindavane. What is the next? Radha Krishna Aharnisham Prabhajato Jivartha Davyo Muda Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyuga Shri Jiva Gopalaka. Such nice birds. Pujata Kokila Hamsa Sarasagana. Kokila, cuckoo. In summer season you will hear cuckoo sound. Very melodious. Kokila, Hamsa, Saras, Akirani, loudly shouting, Mayura Kuli, the peacocks. When I go to Kanpur temple, there are some peacocks around. They produce nice sound. Are they here? In city. Some places they are there, even in India. Some other places also I went. That cuckoos, this peacock sound comes. Very nice. And even parrots and all, so many parrots. Vrinda Devi has 1 lakh parrots. And the head of them is Daksha. So he is expert. So she sends them all in his guidance. And they fly all over Vrajabhumi and see which are the places, where is Jatila, Kotila, and where all Radha Krishna have pastime. They give all details to Vrinda Devi and she makes today's service chart, schedule, all arrangements, everything is arranged. So she is very important person for us, Vrinda Devi. So Vrindavan is such a nice forest. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur went for the first time in Vrindavan, he fell in love with Vrindavan. Nowadays there are t-shirts, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. God knows whether or not. But at least he did not lose the kurta, that t-shirt. Where it is said, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it really happened. He wrote that whole song only, Radha Kunda Tata, Kunja Kati. And in that mentions the holy places of Vrindavan. Then he decided lifelong I will stay here only. Near Radha Kunda there is Swananda Sukhat Kunj. How many of you remember? How many of you had gone to Radhakund? So it is nearest, it's quite close. If you come out from, you can come out from that Raghunath Das Goswami Samadhi where the Kirtan goes on. From there also you can come out. That road you go slightly ahead, then don't go on Parikrama Marg, go left. Some 100-150 meter ahead, and in the right side we will find. There also his house was there, Swananda Sukatpur. In Maya Navadvip also, Gotrundi, there also. So he decided I will stay here only whole life. We are so much in ecstasy. So Mahaprabhu was concerned. Then he came in his dream. He said, "Hey Kedarnath Babu, what about my Navadvip Dham? My holy place, my residence has to be discovered. Enough of your attachment to Vrindavan. Come there to discover my holy Dham." Then he said, "Okay." Then he left. So Holy Dham is such an amazing place. One should render service in Holy Dham. We should think of cleaning the Holy Dham. Go with broom and sweep it. Not just run around there, but we can do sweeping also. His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj arranges with hundreds of devotees from Belgaum, sweeping of the Dham, Udupi or any other Dham. It's very nice service. Because many times people not knowing the glories of the Holy Dham, they just eat plastic, mislead anything, water, biscuit, they throw plastic, they throw biscuit covers, chocolate covers, so it becomes dirty. So we should go and clean. 34 square mile, 12 forests are there on the banks. We described already. ये सब छोड़ता कहीं नहीं जाओ. भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर sir. These statements by Rupa Goswami are factually realized descriptions of Mathura and Vrindavan. All these qualities prove that Mathura and Vrindavan are situated transcendentally. Otherwise, there would be no possibility of invoking our transcendental sentiments in these places. Such transcendental feelings are aroused immediately and without fail after one arrives in Mathura or Vrindavan. Ladini Mataji, when she came to Vrindavan, first time, His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj would make sure that every yatra, some 1, 2, 3 God brothers, God sisters are invited from New Vrindavan. Because they were serving so dedicatedly there, so they should get opportunity to Holy Dham with devotees. And devotees of Radha Gopinath Temple Society or family could also get Prabhupada Disciples Association. So then 1994 I believe, he invited Her Grace Ladini Mataji. How many of you know about Ladini Mataji? We don't have time to talk all things, but basically she was a very amazing devotee. Linda from America. She was married to one man. So long story, I will not get into it. If you want, you can read from book Legacy of Love book about Ladini Mataji. So then he invited her. So she was very happy. First time in Vrindavan, coming to Vrindavan. She went with so many devotees in Radha Gopinath Temple. There must have been, I don't know how many, 100, 200 to 300. I started going for yatras in 97 I believe. Pandharpur I went, there were 150 devotees. 98 we went to Jagannath Puri, there were 450 devotees. Then 2000 for Jagannath Puri I think, Mayapur, I don't remember how many. 2001 there was Jagannath Puri Ratha Yatra. All devotees were allowed, one rounders also. Because ISKCON's official presence was there. So there were 1400 devotees, a big number, because one rounders were also allowed. And then it went on increasing. So she came, so she was so much in ecstasy that she went in Fogla Ashram. How many of you know Fogla Ashram? So there's where Prasadam was, that Prasadam hall. So she sat there with devotees. This is long before, 94. So it was a little different appearance. So she was served Prasadam in Pattal and she took that Brajabhumi, Varjaraj. That time cement floor was not so much there, 94. So she took the Brajaraj and she scattered all over Prasadam. And then she took that with great relish, tears in her eyes. I am so fortunate to honor Prasadam in Shri Vrindavan Dham. She was in ecstasy. So like that one should appreciate Holy Dham. Devotees, when Prabhupada brought them to Vrindavan, India, as soon as they got down from bus, immediately they rolled on the ground. Rajaraj, Krishna has walked all over Vrajabhumi. So one should appreciate Rajaraj, Vrajadham, And should always meditate. Somewhere, I don't know which year was that, 2018 or something, Mayapur Yatra. In near Godrum Dweep, there is Madhya Dweep, Naimisharanya. So in that, His Grace Baldev Prabhu was giving class. So in his class, he said one thing, and I was struck with wonder. He said, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, not a single day passes for him without remembering Vrindavan. I said, what? Not even one day Maharaj forgets Vrindavan. What am I doing? I don't remember Vrindavan so much. So then I said, really? Then I thought in whole Tulsi Aarti every day we sing, there is so much talk about Vrindavan only. Before that, ये तुम्हारा शरण लय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होए कृपा करी करो तारी वृंदावन वासी मोर यही अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास. So many Vilas Kunjas are there in Mansarovar. How many of you know Mansarovar? Radharani was very angry on Krishna because Krishna did some mistake, came late for Raslila or whatever. So she went across Yamuna to the other side, and there she became very angry and she was there. So she was angry. So Mansarovar is there. So there nice kunjas are there now also. So one of the Yatra advance party, Damodar Pandit Prabhu showed us that Damodar Pandit Prabhu, Damodar Pandit, that kunjas. So it was so nice. Morayaya Abhilash Vilas Kunja Diyovas Nayane Heribo Sada Yugala Ruparashi Any Nivedana Dharu Sakirano Gataparo Sivadikar Jarikara. So it's such a nice thing. Just meditating on Vrindavan. But heart should be pure also. He says, Vishaya Chadiya Kabe Shuddha Bemana Kabe Hamaheri Bo Shri Vrindavana. So only when the heart is purified of all the contamination of attachment to sense objects, then one will always see Vrindavan in his heart only. So Vrindavan is such a nice place. So he talks about results. In these statements about devotional service, sometimes it may appear that the results have been overestimated, but actually there is no overestimation. So I should not think, ज़्यादा ही बोल दिया इधर इन लोगों ने, नहीं, ज़्यादा नहीं बोला. So he is giving an example how four Kumaras immediately became devotees by smelling the incense. Bilwanga Thakur simply by hearing Krishna Katha immediately gave up his beautiful girlfriend, started for Vrindavan and Mathura, where he became a perfect Vaishnava. So these statements are not overestimations, nor are they stories. They are actual facts, but are true for certain devotees and do not necessarily apply to all. Faith hai, then they have this thing. Vishwasa paive Krishna. ओडिशा में, ओडिशा से कि कोई विश्व तरके बहु दूर, ओडिशा में ये है शायद प्रवर्ब है शायद ऐसा कुछ तो. विश्वास से पाइबे कृष्ण तरके बहु दूर. अगर तर्क लॉजिक करते बैठेंगे, विश्वास नहीं है तो बहुत दूर है कृष्ण. लेकिन जिसका विश्वास है उसके लिए तो ऐसे भगवान मिल जाएंगे. विश्वास से पाइबे कृष्ण. यू नो दैट डाकू भगत सिंह ना, he heard about one boy, bluish in complexion, Yashoda's son, and he is decorated with golden jewelry and diamonds, pearls studded in that. And he was stunned. My God! From top to bottom, this small boy, hardly 3-year-old, is so much decorated with jewelry. If I just steal all his jewelry, the whole life I don't have to worry at all. So it's very easy. And this small boy, he roams around alone also in forest. Then he asked, everybody went away after the class. He met the sadhus. He said, what you said? What is the name of the boy? Krishna. What is the name of his mother? Yashoda. And the place he is from? Vrindavan. Okay. Krishna, Yashoda, Vrindavan. Krishna, Yashoda, Vrindavan. Krishna, Yashoda, Vrindavan. He is memorizing all things and he started heading to Vrindavan, asking, where is Vrindavan? When he went to Vrindavan, Krishna really showed himself to him. Exactly the description given by the sadhu. This is not 5000 years back. This is recently only. So, but because of his intensity, intense meditation, Laulyam, so Krishna appeared as a small boy, exactly the way he was described by that sadhu. So then he said, Krishna, and this is Vrindavan. And it's Krishna, give me that jewelry. Like, Krishna, no, Yashoda Maya will be angry on me. I will not give. No, just give me. So, and then when he touched Krishna, he got purified and all that. So, Krishna is such an amazing personality. If one has faith, Krishna is immediately there. And faith is not there, forget it. So many pastimes are there. Faith, how faith is important. These descriptions, even if considered overestimations, must be taken as they are in order to divert our attention from fleeting material beauty to the eternal beauty of Krishna consciousness. And for a person who is already in contact with Krishna consciousness, the described results are not unusual. Next he says, next paragraph, Lord Chaitanya also condemned this idea while he was talking, to say that Varnashram, when he was talking with Ramanand Rai about the gradual development of devotional service. He rejected the idea of the importance of Varnashram Dharma when it was put forward by Ramanand Rai. When Mahaprabhu asked what is the ultimate essence of devotional practice, so he said Varnashram, following of Varnashram. Mahaprabhu said Eho Bhaiya, Aage Kaho Aar. This is external. He said that this advancement of Varna and Ashram is merely external. There is a higher principle in Bhagavad Gita also. In Bhagavad Gita also the Lord says that one has to give up all other principles of elevation and take simply to the method of Krishna consciousness. That will help one in achieving the highest perfection of life. So Bhagavatam 11:29, his Lord himself says, one should execute the prescribed duties of Varna and Ashram as long as one has not developed spontaneous attachment for hearing about my pastimes and activities. In other words, the prescribed forms of Varna and Ashram are ritualistic ceremonies of religion intended for economic development, sense gratification or salvation. All of these things are recommended for persons who have not developed Krishna consciousness. In fact, all such activities are recommended in the revealed scriptures only to bring one to the point of Krishna consciousness. But one who has already developed spontaneous attachment for Krishna does not require to execute the duties prescribed in the scriptures. No. Devarshi Bhutaktam Runam Vidunam. Nothing. Complete freedom. Okay, so he says here, Varnashram. The 11th canto is one should continue to perform the daily and periodic Varnashram activities until one actually becomes detached from material sense gratification and develops faith for hearing and chanting about me. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirviddeta yavata mat katha shravanadav va श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते. वेरी सिंपल. तावत कर्माणि कुर्वीत, तब तक कर्म करते रहो. न निर्विद्येत यावता. निर्विद्येत क्या है? जो भी है. मत कथा श्रवणादो वा, जब तक मेरी कथा के श्रवण में या कीर्तन में वो इत्यादि श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते, जब तक श्रद्धा उत्पन्न नहीं होती. सो इफ यू कैन हियर एंड चैंट Shravanam Kirtanam whole day, you don't have any Varnashram duty only. You are a free bird. So that faith should develop. Jiva Goswami's commentary. This verse explains the circumstances in which the performance of Varnashram is applicable. Because one should perform Varnashram duties until one reaches detachment from enjoyment and develops faith in bhakti. Directions are given to engage in Varnashram. So attachment to Jnana and Vairagya also he says. Why are the processes of Jnana and Vairagya unfavorable to devotional service? Jnana and Vairagya may be detrimental to the cultivation of devotion. Srila Rupa Goswami warns that Jnana and Vairagya can make the heart hard. So we don't follow Jnana process. We can become hard-hearted devotees to the degree contamination of Jnana is there in our devotional service. To the degree we are not practicing pure devotional service, but mixed devotional service mixed with Jnana element. So Jnana element should not be there. Otherwise we will become hard-hearted. A materially attached person has many emotions that impel him towards sense gratification. Vairagya involves making the heart callous and indifferent to these emotions so that one will not be moved by them. Bhakti though means to please the Lord by one's love for Him. To express such love requires a soft heart, easily moved by the Lord's name, form, qualities and activities. Jnana and Vairagya are not favorable to devotional service because they result in a hard, stoic heart. This is from Rules of Devotion. So we should be careful. Bhakti will make our heart soft. Jnana mixture in pure devotional service of bhakti will make our heart hard. If you are becoming hard-hearted, that means Gyan element is there. Somehow, from somewhere, you got Jnana beach, and that is also sown your heart, and the plant is growing. That's why you are becoming hard-hearted. One should not be hard-hearted. One should be soft-hearted. With soft heart, one can chant the holy name of the Lord. That mental speculation. Lord being impersonal and all. So one should not be impersonal. One should be very personal. Philosophy, we discussed that mental speculation. Dhyana and karma, fruitive activity, that should not be added to our bhakti. So he talks about further about attachment to Gyan Vairagya. Because Gyan and Vairagya generally make the heart harsh, the authoritative devotees have concluded that bhakti alone, whose nature is very tender, is the cause of entering into bhakti. Jiva Goswami's commentary. This verse speaks of another fault in being attached to Gyan and Vairagya. They cause hardness in the heart. So that's why that Chaturmas period the brahmachari is eating only khichdi without salt. So Maharaj did not want that, because that heart will become hard. Vairagya. Pride can develop from Vairagya. So we don't have Vairagya of that sort. Just Vairagya for the sake of Vairagya we don't follow. We follow Vairagya which is instrumental in enhancing bhakti. That much Vairagya. Pratikulyasya varjana. That is our Vairagya. But Anukulyasya sankalpa. So if it is something is favorable, we accept. We don't want to be Vairagis for the sake of Vairagis. Vairagya only for Krishna. Everything for Krishna. They cause hardness in the heart. In Jnana, one must deliberate on the truth by defeating a variety of other philosophies. So that he wanted to know, no? What is Jnana? So that's why we don't get into debates also among devotees or with outsiders also. You can see Rupa and Sanatana Goswami when challenged by Rup Narayan, a big scholar. They said, we are defeated by you, sir. You are such a scholar. We are ordinary, small people in Vrindavan. Brajavasis are very simple. They think high of ourselves. But we are very simple fellows. We are no match with you. He said, not like that. You have to accept defeat by giving signature on the Vijay Patra. They said yes. They took it and where? Here. They did not even read the matter. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. We are defeated. He was happy. Jai. Very easy. So you can see how we are not Jnana and material is there, element is there. Then we may get, he's saying in Jnana, one must deliberate on the truth by defeating a variety of other philosophies. Nasa Rusiryasya Matam na Bhinnam. Prabhupada quotes in 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata. What is the beginning? Tarko apratishto shrutayo vibhinna nasa rusiryasya matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena gatah sapantha. तर्को अप्रतिष्ठो, तर्क करते रहते ये ज्ञानी लोग, नहीं मेरे हिसाब से मेरे अनुसार ऐसा ही है, नहीं तुम गलत हो, मैं बताता हूँ। यस, तर्को अप्रतिष्ठ, उसको कुछ प्रतिष्ठा नहीं है, इट इज नॉट बेस्ड ऑन स्क्रिप्चर, अपने मेंटल स्पेकुलेशन करते रहते हैं लोग। तर्को अप्रतिष्ठो श्रुतयो विभिन्नो, बहुत जगह से सुन के रखा है इधर उधर से किधर भी। नासा और ऋषि यस्य मतम न भिन्नम, एक ऋषि नहीं जब तक वो दूसरे ऋषि से भिन्न मत न निकले। जैसे a PhD man is not a PhD man unless his thesis is different from other earlier PhD holders. If anybody produces the same papers, out, you cannot get PhD. कुछ तो फर्क होना चाहिए, कुछ हेरा फेरी करेंगे, then you become PhD man. So like that, rishis are like that only. PhD means modern day mental speculators, and they are olden days rishis, mental speculators. Nasa ऋषि यस्य मतम न भिन्नम. Then he says धर्मस्य निहितम, धर्मस्य तत्वम निहितम वो है, धर्म के जो तत्व है बहुत ही गूढ़ है, very confidential. They cannot be understood because scriptures will say one place dung of any animal is contaminating, another place they say cow dung is very purifying, one can clean the altar also with cow dung. क्या बोल रहे, इधर बोल रहे dung putrefying, there is purifying, क्या बोल रहे. So महाजनो ये ना गतसपंता, unless one surrenders to a pure devotee, one won't get proper direction. So in Jnana one must deliberate on the truth by defeating a variety of other philosophies, and in Vairagya one must renounce enjoyment by repeated toleration of suffering. So तो देखो कैसे हर किसी का अलग अलग नेचर है. ज्ञानी लोग खाली आर्ग्यूमेंट्स में, एंड ये वैरागी लोग renouncing enjoyment by repeated toleration of suffering. The very nature of these practices is harsh or unpleasant. दोनों भी दूसरों को सबको डिफीट कर दूंगा, वो भी हार्श वाला, और ये भी नहीं, मैं ये नहीं खाऊंगा, गुलाब जामुन खाऊंगा, राइस नहीं खाऊंगा, ये नहीं खाऊंगा. तो क्या खाएगा तू? हमारा दिमाग. They are harsh and unpleasant fellows, these practices, and thus the heart becomes similarly harsh. प्रैक्टिस ही हार्श इन लोगों का, तो हार्ट भी हार्श हो जाता है. दिस इज द अपोजिट ऑफ स्वीटनेस एंड सॉफ्टनेस ऑफ द हार्ट. तो सब स्वीट है भक्ति में. लॉर्ड इज स्वीट है. अधरम मधुरम, क्या आ गई? अब मधुरा भी है वैसे, फिर भी नयनम मधुरम, एकदम तुरंत एक कंक्लूजन पे आ गए. बीच में और 3 लाइन है. वचनम मधुरम, गीतम मधुरम, गीतम ये मधुरम, वो मधुरम, एंड मधुराधिपते अखिलम. मधुराधिपति ही है वो, मधुर के अधिपति है, तो सब तो स्वीट ही रहेगा. बट हाउ कैन अ पर्सन एंटर इनटू हायर एंड हायर स्टेजेस ऑफ भक्ति विदाउट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ असिस्टेंस? द आंसर इज गिवन. भक्ति इज सेड टू बी द कॉज ऑफ एंटरिंग भक्ति. भक्त्या संजायते भक्ति, भक्ति से ही भक्ति बढ़ती है. एंड प्रीवियस एक्ट्स ऑफ भक्ति अलोन आर द कॉज ऑफ एंटरिंग इनटू द हायर स्टेजेस ऑफ भक्ति. बस ये बाकी सबकी जरूरत नहीं. ज्ञान वैराग्य मारो गोली, इसको उड़ा दो उसको, नो नीड. बट भक्ति ऑल्सो विल बिकम अ कॉज ऑफ हार्डनिंग ऑफ द हार्ट, सिंस परफेक्शन कैन बी रीच्ड ओनली बाय एफर्ट. द आंसर इज गिवन. क्योंकि इधर भी एफर्ट करेगा ना भक्ति में, डिवोटी मारेंगे जोर, फिर ये भी हार्ड हार्टेड हो जाएंगे. द आंसर इज गिवन. दिस भक्ति बाय इट्स वेरी नेचर इज एक्सट्रीमली टेंडर, because it consists solely of thinking of the Lord's sweet form, qualities and pastimes. Therefore, the conclusion is that bhakti should be performed with the desire to make the heart melt in the relation to the Lord. So, see, हम सब यही चाहते हैं कि हमारा हार्ट मेल्ट हो जाए. Let me not have hard heart. Because of my earlier material desires, heart is hard. Now let it melt. He says, गाओ गाओ पुनः गौरांगे रघुण सरल कोरियमा. और द अदर वन, that what is that? केवल आनंद कंद. परम करुणा बहुदुई जन निताय गौरचंद्र सब अवतारा सरशिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद, केवल आनंद कंद, केवल आनंद कंद. दिस इज पशु पक्षी झुरे पाषाण विधरे शुनि जार गुण गाथा. सी पशु पक्षी झुरे, द बर्ड्स एंड बीस, they are crying tears. Pashana vidare, the stones melt. Shuni jara gunagata, by hearing the glories of Gaur Nitai. So ours is sweet process, very very sweet. Sweet lords, Krishna is also sweet, Gaur Nitai are super sweet, like that. Prahlad Maharaj says, therefore O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all persons to whom prayers are offered, without rendering 6 kinds of devotional service unto you, offering obeisances to you, prayers, menial services, deity worship, remembering your pastime, and hearing about your glories, who can achieve devotion to you, the goal of the Paramhamsas? This is 7, 9, 50. That means last prayer of Prahlad. 9th canto, 9th chapter of 7th canto is prayers by Prahlad. 50th is the last, 8 to 50, 43 prayers. Without these 6 types of service, what is that word? Shat sevaya vina iti. How can a person attain bhakti without these 6 types of service? So, offering obeisances to Lord, prayers, menial service, deity worship, remembering your pastimes, and hearing about your glory. 6 things. Vairagya and Gyan are not mentioned at all in this statement. Prahlad Maharaj does not speak about Vairagya and Gyan. Are the qualities of Gyan and Vairagya favorable to devotional service? Why or why not? The qualities of knowledge, Gyan, and detachment, Vairagya, are necessary for devotional advancement. Without knowledge and detachment, one will be attached to the material body and tend to act for the body, not for Krishna's pleasure. This is different. These are two sons of Bhakti Devi, Jnana and Vairagya. He says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahetukam. So, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha. If one is engaged in the devotional service of Lord Vasudeva, Janayati Ashu Vairagyam. Very quickly in his heart develops Vairagya. He is going to detach from material world and Jnanam Chayad Ahetukam, and because this knowledge develops in his heart. So knowledge also comes. So this is different. This is Bhakti Yukta Vairagya and Bhakti Yukta Jnana. Bhakti is the mother. Bhakti produces Jnana and Vairagya as their two sons. But the earlier what we talked was Jnana, Yoga related Jnana and Vairagya. That is dry. That is not required. This is not required. This automatically happens. This automatically comes. To the degree one performs Bhakti, to that degree he will have knowledge, and to that degree he will be detached from the material world. That's how hippies who were addicted to so many bad habits, when Prabhupada did not talk about all those things, he said just chant Hare Krishna. And they started chanting, relishing. When cigarettes, drugs, girlfriend, all that went away, they did not even know about it. So that's the beauty of Bhakti. Without knowledge and detachment, one will be attached to the material body and tend to act for the body, not for Krishna's pleasure. How can one develop Jnana and Vairagya that is favorable to devotional service? Vasudeva Bhagavati is quoted. Anasaktasya vishayan yatharham upayunjata nirvande Krishna sambande yuktam vairagyam uchyate. So anasaktasya, without being attached, vishayan, to material sense objects, yatharham, according to suitability, upayunjata, engaging, nirbandhi, without bondage, Krishna sambandhe, in the relationship with Krishna, yuktam, proper, vairagyam, renunciation, uchyate is called. The vairagya of that person who employs objects suitable for devotional development while remaining detached from them is said to be suitable for bhakti. The object should be persistently related to Krishna. So he is detached from those objects as far as personal sense gratification. But for Lord service, he is engaging them all. Because then he knows they can be engaged suitably. That is called as Yukta Vairagya. And next, Falgu Vairagya. Prapanchikataya buddhya hatkar harisambandhi vastunah mumukshubhi parityago vairagyam falgu katyate. So he says prapanchikataya, as material, thinking that they are material, buddhya, with that understanding, hari sambandhi vastuna, the things which are related to Hari in a sense can be used in the service of the Lord. Mumukshubhi, by those who desire liberation, parityago, they renounce. Vairagyam, inferior renunciation. Falgu is inferior, bogus. Katyate is termed. Rejection of things related to the Lord by persons desiring liberation who think that these things are simply material objects is called useless Vairagya. Falgu Vairagya. It seems in Bihar, Gaya somewhere, there is one river called as Falgu. Anybody knows? Where? Gaya only, no? So that river bed has very less water, no? There is no water. So that's like that. That's why it's Falgu. That's how the word has come. Yukta Vairagya. How does Prabhupada's mission reflect the principle of Yukta Vairagya? So we use everything in Krishna service. We have latest technology. When sometimes I would go home, so my brother would come and he would call his wife, means my bhabhi. Hey, idhar aao, ye dekho iske paas kya hai? So I don't even know what is it called, that small earlier used to have. In that you can lectures are put, many hundreds of lectures, and you can press that. iPod is Mac, वो है ना, Apple वाला ना? नहीं, ये बहुत पहले, हाँ?
iPod छोटा सा होता है, और उसमें आप songs.
जुक बॉक्स तो थोड़ा बड़ा होता है ना? ये इसको क्या कहते हैं? MP3 प्लेयर. ये पुरानी बात है, ये 10-15 साल पुरानी. वही है, iPod बोलते हैं. जो भी था वो.
नकली बनाते हैं, मतलब Apple ओरिजिनल बनाया था, बाकी
जब नहीं, बहुत 15-20 साल पहली बात है. तो अपनी पत्नी वही देखो ये क्या है. और फिर मुझे पूछता इसमें कितने लेक्चर है. वो है 100-200 लेक्चर, ये कितने घंटा चलेंगे वो? तो वो पत्नी को देखो देखो क्या है ना, इतने छोटे इसमें इतना सारा है। तो मैं सोचता था अरे वो वर्ल्डली आदमी है, गृहस्थ है, और मैं रिनाउंस ऑर्डर ब्रह्मचारी हूँ और लेटेस्ट डेवलप टेक्नोलॉजी वो अपने पत्नी को सिखा रहा है, ब्रह्मचारी के इंस्ट्रूमेंट दिखा रहे हैं कि देखो कैसे इतने छोटे से इसमें बॉक्स में वगैरह वगैरह। तो वी यूज़ एवरीथिंग, वी फ्लाई इन द एयरप्लेन्स, वी गो फास्ट ट्रेन्स, और जो भी है सब इस्तेमाल करेंगे। ISKCON devotees use all latest technology. So अभी वो that how many of you know क्या उसका नाम है, मुंबई और Indian BBT has produced audio and video e-books and audio books of Prabhupada, all books. You can get it in 7,000 rupees. All books of Prabhupada. You can read them in your smartphone and you can hear them also. They have done high class recording. Till now I think 11 or 13 languages are over, and they are working on other languages. Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Gujarati, Kannada, Tamil, all languages will come. Currently 11 or 13 languages are over. Very high class audio recording. And you will not be able to copy. If you have, I cannot take from your mobile. Like that. I can take your mobile and hear, but I cannot transfer to my mobile. 2 are allowed. If you pay up to 7,000 rupees, it can go to you in your 2 systems, I think. It can be in your laptop and your mobile. So 7,000 rupees is not much. And it is how many hours? I think 16,000 hours or 8,000 hours. No, more I think. 16,000 hours or something like that. In 16,000 hours you can be engaged in just hearing Prabhupada lecture, Prabhupada books you can hear. Teachings of Queen Kunti, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, CC, all very nicely they have done. How many of you knew this? Nobody knows? इसका नाम क्या है? If you search on internet, you will find India BBT.
Bhim Prabhu is in charge.
Who?
Prabhupada disciple.
हाँ, वीर. Bhim Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, okay. Yeah. So, very nice. I forgot the name of this king, but whatever it is. It's very nice. It was released some 2-3 months back. So, concluding quote, those who are intent on progressing in bhakti should associate with pure devotees who possess the power to free one from the tendency to fall into the bad association. This is from some book by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay, any question on this? At home, I think it is not required. Even in some of the ISKCON temples also, because of lack of pujaris, second initiated devotees, even first initiated devotees are also allowed. Like Braja Krishna Prabhu in Bangalore earlier, some 6 or 8 months back, he was doing Mangal Arti, etc. like that. But then afterwards, I think their pujaris increased, so then they increased the standard, and they said now only second initiated. So otherwise, in temple, ISKCON temple also, first initiates were allowed, are allowed. Some places where lack of manpower is there. So what to speak of at home? I think it should be allowed. It will be allowed. Anyway, like this Mataji also initiated, not no. So she only must be worshipping Gaur-Nitai. So that way, as far as I know, yes, allowed at home. Even for that matter, I have heard that small children can also be engaged. About 12 years or something. They can also be engaged.
Keeping deities in home, like many deities I've seen that they also worship deities in temple. So do they keep deities in home, or is it mandatory to keep deities in home? Or
Is it material or?
mandatory to keep deities in home, or if he is attend to temple?
If they are staying very close to temple, every day they are able to go, husband, wife, family, then no need as such. But for preaching it may help, because neighbors in that building or surrounding, they may see this Grihastha has deities at home, he devotedly worships them. But not required so much if they are very close to temple and able to take darshan of deities in the temple only. Then not so much required. They can have just photos at home. Yes.
In earlier classes, we were discussing when like if what sutta applies for grihast and etc. So there we discussed that even though someone is grihast devotee, but still our philosophy is naham vipro now that we don't belong to any varnashram. So here it is written that anyone who has not developed the spontaneous attraction to hear has to follow the prescribed duties of varnashram. So in what category do we put general
This is on highest level in one sense. One doesn't have to follow anything of varna and ashram if he has developed attachment to hearing and chanting about the Lord. Tavat kurvita karmani na what is that? Na नैवेद्यते यावता तब तक उसको कर्म करते रहने चाहिए. जिसको हियरिंग चैंटिंग में फेथ आ गया, फॉर हिम देयर इज नो varnashram duties. He should just keep on hearing chanting.
So we consider devotees, general devotees of ISKCON as like this verse applies to them, that they can.
In one sense, yes. Like grahasthas may not have that much faith. So in one sense, so they have to do their jobs, earn money. The brahmacharis, they for them no job. For them, hearing chanting is the job. 24 hours they should engage in that only.
Usually brahmachari is also part of varnashram only. It is one of the ashram.
But he's part of Daivi Varnashram also, because Guru says that you be celibate and he remains celibate for all. So he is a brahmachari. Some people get married as per Guru's order. They are grahasthas. So it is not only Rakshasi Varnashram, but it is also Daivi Varnashram. The terms will be the same, but the functions are in one sense little different. Here as we discussed brahmachari in Daivi Varnashram, he will do all Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, anything for Guru. Whereas there they will not change their occupations so easily. Only in Apad Dharma, emergency situation, there are recommendations in the scriptures what a Brahman in Apad Dharma, what he can take up, some Vaishya activity or something. Vaishya can do some other activity. That is Apad Dharma, emergency situation. Otherwise they have to follow their activities. Yes.
True, as you told that, and also Raghunath Das Goswami has shown his example that we should not do debate. That we should not do debate. I mean, in a gyan, we should not do debate. We should not debate.
Raghunath Das Goswami.
नहीं,
Rup Sanatana.
So they showed with their, I mean, that is there. But there are two things like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also have debated with Prakasananda Saraswati and Sarvaman Bhattacharya.
And those who can be converted to, and that was personal life, Rup Sanatana. They had their mission in Vrindavan given by Mahaprabhu. So they are focused on that, and this person is just egomaniac who wants to defeat them, and he said, okay, fine. So sometimes devotees appear to be behaving differently for proving different points. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord, he has to defeat all these fellows who are having wrong philosophies. Tattvavadis, Sarvam Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati, and so many others. Because that he is defending the Tattva, the philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Similarly, Baldev Vidyabhushan had to go to Jaipur, and with the Ramanandis he had to debate and write ultimately Govinda Bhashya, etc. So that is the dignity of the parampara for protecting that. But when it comes to personal, the devotee will not, then amanina manadena. He is not bothered. But then you can see Jiva Goswami challenged that fellow. Hey, what nonsense. You think you have defeated my guru, Rup Sanatana? Forget it. I can't forget it. I have the signatures. So okay, I challenge you for debate. Chalo. So then some 27 days he engaged in debate. उसको पूरा धज्जियाँ उड़ा दी उसकी. धूम दबा के भाग गए वहाँ से. But then Rup Goswami became upset with him. Why did you waste time? हम क्या वृंदावन में arguments, debates, wasting time के लिए. We are here to write literatures, establish temples, find out lost holy places, etc. So you are very proud. Proud person has no place in Vrindavan. Get out. So then another pastime. Any other?
Just like Sanatan Goswami has touchstone and he thrown it in garbage and he has to build many temples. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered that. So he sold the barrage. Prabhupada also writes in purport that one has to. That means he did that for us, for general public, so that people will not imitate him. That he just by touchstone he built all temples of it. So here is Vairagya and Iktu Vairagya are there. So he is very elevated devotee. He can build up. So.
No, see what? First of all, we have to know when was the touchstone with him. It was not all throughout with him. I don't know whether after building Madan Mohan temple through that Mr. Kapoor, then he got touchstone, or it was there before him, before that also. That I am not sure. So that we have to find out first. And even if he has, different times Lord within the heart or Krishna inspires pure devotees differently. They cannot have same behavior, all pure devotees all having same behavior. That cannot be the case. That is like Mayavad. Everybody is different, and also different circumstances they will behave differently. To prove or to put forth before the whole world how different principles to be followed in different circumstances. Like Bhagavatam shows us a wide range of emotions and behaviors that different pure devotees underwent at different times. And that is all to show how this is also can be done, that also can be done, this can be done, this is how this pure devotee behaved in this circumstances, that is how that pure devotee behaved in that circumstance. So how should I behave in my own current circumstances? So to learn all that, all varieties of situations are offered by Vedic literature and mainly Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can learn in my situation how should I behave. So now Sanatan Goswami inspired that time by the Lord from heart. He was not interested in that touchstone. And we have to find out, was it really before building of Madan Mohan temple or it was afterwards?
We should, that means many times it is said that first one should have Vairagya, then one should have Ikta Vairagya. Otherwise they may be trapped. So how to avoid that thing, or how to discriminate these things?
We can do basically the things which our superiors tell us. That is Anukul, and they tell us avoid this thing, those are all Pratikul, avoid them. Simple. Any other? Submission is very important for devotees. Okay, then we will go to next 14th chapter. Devotional qualifications. Some scholars recommend that knowledge and renunciation are important factors for elevating oneself to devotional service, but actually that is not a fact. So see how the different points are put. Knowledge and Vairagya, these are sons of bhakti. So sons are not required for producing mother. Mother is required for producing sons. Actually the cultivation of knowledge or renunciation which are favorable for achieving a footing in Krishna consciousness may be accepted in the beginning, but ultimately they may also come to be rejected. For devotional service is dependent on nothing other than the sentiment or desire for such service. It requires nothing more than sincerity. Such nice words. Bhakti is independent, swatantra. It is the opinion of the expert devotees that mental speculation and artificial austerities of yoga practice may be favorable for becoming liberated from material contamination, but they will also make one's heart harder and harder. They will not help at all in the progress of devotional service. These processes are therefore not favorable for entering into the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So that's why we don't, just like that we don't perform austerity and fasting. When Acharya's appearance days, disappearance days, Lord's appearance, etc., then only as recommended, then only we fast. Okay, it's told up to moon rise, okay, up to moon, up to 12 o'clock, up to 12 o'clock. For the pleasure of that Acharya or Lord or whatever. Not like that, okay, main nahi khaunga, pura din fasting. We don't do that. Ours is chanting, dancing and feasting. Nacho gao bhakta sange karo sankirtan. What is that? Ahead. Krishna Nama Upadeshi Taraye Jan, something like that. Ishwar Puri instructed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nacho gao bhakto sange karo sange, dance, sing in the association of devotees. Krishna Upadesha Kari, instruct everyone about Krishna's guidance, Krishna's instruction. Taraye Jan, and deliver everyone in your place. Actually, Krishna consciousness, devotional service itself is the only way for advancing in devotional life. Devotional service is absolute. It is both the cause and the effect. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the cause and effect of all that be. And to approach Him, the absolute, the process of devotional service, which is also absolute, has to be adopted. Krishna and Radharani are similar in nature. So Krishna is independent, no cause. He is the cause of everything. Similarly, Bhakti is the cause of everything. Bhakti has no cause in that sense. Bhakti's cause is Bhakti only. No material cause. So Bhagavad Gita says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavanyasyasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. One can understand me only through devotional service. Lord says to Arjuna, because you are my devotee, I shall teach this secret to you. Bhakto sine sakachati rahasyam yatadvedam uttama. Mental speculators neglect the process of devotional service, and by simply trying to defeat others in philosophical research, they fail to develop the ecstasy of devotion. 11th canto, 20th chapter, 31st verse of Bhagavatam. Krishna says, my dear Uddhav, for persons who are seriously engaged in my service, the cultivation of philosophical speculation and artificial renunciation are not very favorable. See, very clearly, we should not cultivate this. Philosophical speculation and artificial renunciation. When a person becomes my devotee, he automatically attains the fruits of the renunciation of material enjoyment, and he gets sufficient knowledge to understand the absolute truth. That is the test of advancement in devotional service. A devotee cannot be in darkness because the Lord shows him special favor and enlightens him from within. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanam tamah nashami atma bhavastu jnanadipena bharata. That's the Tushloki Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhu. What is the next? Matchitta madgata prana. And then next, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pratipurga. Then Tesham evanu kampartham aham ajnanam tamah nashyami atma bhavastu jnanadipena. Tesham evanu kampartham. Out of my mercy, compassion on those devotees, aham ajnanam tamah. I, nashyami, I destroy. Ajnanam tamah. That ignorance born of that darkness born of ignorance, jnana deepena bhasvata, with the torchlight of knowledge. So Krishna does that. Then next he says 11, 20, 32, 33 anasaktasya vishyan yatharham upayanjata. Like that. My dear friend, the profits derived from fruitive activities, austerity, the culture of philosophical knowledge, renunciation, the practice of mystic yoga, charity, and all similar auspicious activities are automatically achieved by my devotees, those who are simply attached to me by loving service. These devotees have everything at their disposal, but they desire nothing outside of my devotional service. If ever a devotee should desire some material profit, like promotion to the heavenly planets, or some spiritual profit to go to the Vaikuntha, by my causeless mercy, his desires are very easily fulfilled. For everything, Krishna only. Actually, a person who is developing Krishna consciousness and still has some attachment to material enjoyment will soon be freed from such a tendency by regularly discharging devotional service under the instruction of the Purana Prashna. Krishna says, Ama bhaje, मागे विशेषु अमृत छाड़ी विषय मागे यही बड़ो मूर्ख आमी विज्ञ यही मूर्खे विषय के निधिपा स्वचरणामृत दिया विषय बुलाएगा. He is worshipping me and fool this devotee is asking for विषय सुख, worldly enjoyment. Sometimes devotee may have some attachment for some sense gratification and he may ask shamelessly, Krishna थोड़ा दे दो ना, क्या थोड़ा भक्ति तो कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ा सा दे. तो कृष्ण से आमी विज्ञ, मैं बड़ा बुद्धिमान हूँ, यही मूर्खे, ये मूर्ख को विषय के निधिपा, मैं उसको विषय को दूंगा. सो चरणामृत दिया, I will give him the water that has washed my lotus feet, Vishaya Bulaiva, and that way I will make him forget all the Vishayas. Like that, Krishna's special mercy on us. Srila Rupa Goswami then recommends that one should not be attached to material sense enjoyment but should accept everything enjoyable which is in relationship to Krishna. For example, eating is necessary, Haribol, and one wants some palatable dishes to satisfy his sense of taste. So, in that case, for the satisfaction of Krishna rather than for the satisfaction of the tongue, some palatable dishes may be prepared and offered to Krishna. Then it is renunciation. Let the palatable dishes be prepared, but unless they are offered to Krishna, one should not accept them for eating. This vow of rejecting anything which is not offered to Krishna is actually renunciation. And by such renunciation, one is able to satisfy the demands of the senses. So, Grihastha Prabhu should not tell his wife, हरि बोल, आज हमारे गोपाल जी को समोसे खिलाए जाए। यानी प्रभु को समोसे खाने की इच्छा हो रही। तो ये थोड़ा अच्छा नहीं है। तो they should both husband wife and if at all some other members, so they should sit together and make schedule. Monday morning idli dosa, Tuesday evening this one, something like that. तो वो नहीं कि प्रभु जी के आगे मन में आज मसाला डोसा हो जाए, पहले से फिक्स कर दो सब, तो no problem. Then the impersonalists try to avoid everything material, may undergo severe austerities, but they miss the opportunity of being engaged in the service of the Lord. Thus their renunciation is not sufficient for perfection. There are many instances where they are following such artificial renunciation without any contact with devotional service. There are many instances where following such artificial renunciation without any contact with devotional service, the impersonalists again fell down and became attracted to material contamination. Many sannyasis, this Vishwamitra Muni and all that. This is Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. And then they are very interested in enjoying this false world. They contradict their own statements only. The Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya. Only permanent thing is Brahma, spiritual thing. And world is temporary. It's bogus, it's false. And then how do you take pleasure in enjoying this false world? Like that. They make show of renunciation of material world, however they cannot reach the point of devotional service. Yanne Arvindaksha Vimuktamaninas Tvayasta Bhava Abhishuddha Buddhaya Arulya Krishrena Parampadam Tataha Patanti Adonadrita Vishwanave. So they only think that I am liberated, but then they are again bound in the worldly life itself. In this very life, even before going to Brahmajyoti. Okay, next. One should not give up anything which can be utilized in the service of the Lord. That is a secret of devotional service. We are using many machines for the advancement of our present Krishna movement. Machines like typewriters, dictating machines, tape recorders, microphones, airplanes. People ask us, why are you utilizing material products if you condemn the advancement of material civilization? But actually we do not condemn. We simply ask people to do whatever they are doing in Krishna consciousness. This is the same principle on which in Bhagavad Gita Krishna advised Arjuna to utilize his fighting abilities in devotional service. Similarly, we are utilizing these machines for Krishna service. With such sentiment for Krishna or Krishna consciousness, we can accept everything. Krishna's things must be used in the service of Krishna. That is our vision. सब कृष्ण के, सब भूमि गोपाल की, सब जगह में मंदिर बांधेंगे हम, या सेंटर्स या संकीर्तन करेंगे. So then next he says, this does not mean, however, that we should give up the principles of discharging devotional service or neglect abiding by the rules and regulations prescribed therein. In the neophyte stage of devotion, one must follow all the principles regulated by the authority of the spiritual master. The acceptance and rejections of things should always be in pursuance of the devotional principles. Not that one can independently manufacture some idea of what should be accepted or rejected. So just ask spiritual master. Spiritual master will say, yeah, this is okay, this is not okay. The spiritual master as the visible manifestation of Krishna is necessary, therefore, to direct the devotee on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Next paragraph. Sometimes if a spiritual master is not properly authorized and only on his own initiative becomes a spiritual master, he may be carried away by an accumulation of wealth and large numbers of disciples. His is not a very high grade of devotional service. So spiritual master should not get carried away by money and many followers. Then again, a Krishna conscious person being naturally purified has no need of developing any other purificatory process of thought or action. On account of his being highly elevated in Krishna consciousness, he has already acquired all the good qualities and is following the rules and regulations prescribed for the mystic yogic process. Such rules are automatically practiced by the devotees. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarvair gunes tatra samasate sura. All the good qualities of demigods appear in the person of a devotee. A devotee is naturally non-violent and therefore doesn't have to practice non-violence separately. He is automatically a vegetarian. Next paragraph. A vegetarian is not necessarily a devotee, nor is a non-violent person. But a devotee is automatically both vegetarian and non-violent. So, when Brahma Tirtha Prabhu, who was earlier Bob Cohen, a teacher, professor in college or school, when he met Prabhupada in India, so he was very happy and he very happily told, Swamiji, I am a vegetarian. Prabhupada said, what is so great? Even the monkeys in the forest are vegetarian. And he was shocked being compared with monkeys in forest. So then Prabhupada said, we are not vegetarians or non-vegetarians, we are Krishnatarians. It's a new thing for him. Achha, being vegetarian is not the highest. Higher than that, Krishnatarian. So then he also became devotee eventually. He became Brahma Tirtha Prabhu. His wife also eventually, she also became devotee. Both got initiated by Prabhupada. Nice example. So even a non-violent person is not necessarily a devotee. There are so many non-violent people, but they are not devotees. Number one, we know, the father of nation. Like that. So he was carrying Bhagavad Gita and not following. Prabhupada told him that you need to follow Bhagavad Gita. Carrying is okay. But a devotee is automatically both vegetarian and non-violent. We must conclude therefore that vegetarianism or non-violence is not the cause of devotion. So we should also not be in illusion. Oh, let me find out non-vegetarian people. They will become nice devotees. Not necessarily. Prabhupada's all early followers were all non-vegetarians, many of them. And not only that, cow flesh eaters also. One of the disciples Prabhupada gave initiation. Prabhupada was told, Prabhupada, he was a butcher. He used to kill cows. Prabhupada's eyes became wide. Prabhupada said, no killing of animals henceforth. Anyway, he gave up that job. He switched to some vegetarian job. So not necessarily vegetarian people will become devotees or non-violent people will become devotees. No. Violent people also. Mrugari, how violent? Like Valya, Valmiki. In behind Pune only, our MVCC temple, some 40 kilometers you go, on Satara road or somewhere. There is one place called Valhe. So he was Valya Koli earlier. Valhe place. So that was his place, near only. There is that mountain also. In that mountainous range, he would catch the passers-by. And he would first, he would say, come on, give all your money. And he would kill them. After killing a person, he would take one stone and put in one huge earthen pot. Like that, 7 huge earthen pots were filled. Score of his life. But he met Narad Muni, purified him. Then he left for North India, Kanpur. Bittur. Had anyone been there? Very nice place. From our temple, Kanpur Iskon temple, 15 kilometers. Valmiki Maharshi's ashram is there, where Sita Devi stayed, her kitchen is there, Love Kush were born, that place is there. Very holy place, Bittur. Once I had gone there. You can go there sometime. In this connection, there is story in Skanda Purana about a bird hunter who was connected to great devotee under the instruction of Narad Muni. Who is that? That only. Rogari only? Parvat Muni is also there, the same I think. So there, remark, my dear hunter, your unwillingness to kill even an ant is not very astonishing. Any person who develops the devotional attitude has all the good qualities automatically manifested in his person. A devotee is never a cause of distress to anyone. How can we cause distress to other devotees? Even ants should be not harmed. What to speak of other devotees? Srila Rupa Goswami affirms herein that purification of consciousness, purification of bodily activities, austerities, peace of mind, etc. all become automatically manifest in the person who is engaged in devotional service. So these 9 devotional processes which are listed, hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. each and every one of these processes is so powerful that if anyone follows even one single one of them, he can achieve the desired perfection without fail. For example, if one is attached simply to hearing about the Lord and another is attached to chanting the glory of the name, both will achieve their desired goal in devotional service. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, this has been explained. One may execute 1, 2, 3 or all of the different processes of devotional service, and at the ultimate end, he will achieve the desired goal of being established in devotional service. भजनेर मध्ये सर्वश्रेष्ठ नवविधा भक्ति कृष्ण प्रेम कृष्ण दीते धरे महाशक्ति. In 4th chapter of Antilila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami, of all the different varieties of spiritual practices, Bhajanera Madhya Sarvasreshta Navavidha Bhakti, 9 processes of devotional service, and they have 2 potencies. Any one of these processes you follow, Krishna Prema, Krishna Dite, Dhare Mahashakti. It awards you Krishna Prema. Who is Krishna Prema? Personified Radharani. Krishna Prema Mai Radha, Radha Prema Mayo Krishna. Radharani is fully filled with Krishna Prema. Just like Daivi Yesha, Gunamayi, material energy or external potency is filled or full of gunas, Sattva, Rajagun, Tamagun. And Radharani is made up of Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema Mai Radha. Jiva Goswami has written one song. Radha Prema Mayo Krishna. Krishna is full of Radha Prema. So, Krishna Prema is awarded for anyone who practices Navavidha Bhakti, and Krishna. He gets Radharani, he gets Krishna. Krishna Prema, Krishna Dite, Dhare Mahashakti. There are concrete examples how a devotee discharged one of these services. So King Parikshit achieved the desired goal of life simply by hearing. So there is one verse Rupa Goswami has written, Sri Vishnuho Shravane Parikshit. Parikshit heard about Lord Vishnu. Abhavat Vaiyasaki Kirtane. And Vaiyasaki is Shukdev Goswami. He did Kirtan, Bhagavatam recitation. Prahladaha Smarane Tadangri Bhajane Lakshmihi Prathu Pujane. Prahlad Smarane. Prahlad perfected his life by remembering the Lord always. Tadangri Bhajane Lakshmihi. And his Lord Vishnu's Angri Bhajan, Pada Sevanam. Angri means lotus feet. Pankaj Angri, lotus feet of the Lord. So Lakshmi Devi is massaging the lotus feet of the Lord. Prutuhu Pujane, Prutu Maharaj in Archana, he was worshipping the Lord. Akrurastu Abhivandane, Akrur by Vandana, offering obeisances. Kapipatir Dase, Kapipati is Hanumanji, Kapis, monkeys, their head. Kapipatir Dase, Atha Sakhe Arjunaha, and in this thing, Sakhyara, not Sakhyaras, Pujana, Sakhijana, Sakhyam process, Arjun perfected. Sarvaswatma Nivedane Balir, Bali Maharaj in Atma Nivedan. Abhut Krishna Praptir Esham Param. All of them had Krishna Prapti through all their different processes. There are also examples of devotees who discharge all the different items together. That is about Maharaj Ambrish. He says, what is that? Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor Vacham Sivai Kunta Gunalu Varnane Karo Harir Mandir Marjanadishu Shrutim Chakara Chuta Satkatodaye Mukundalinga Laya Darshane Drusho Tadbrutya Gatra Sparshanga Sangamam Pranam Chatatpada Saroja Saurabhe Srimad Tulasyam Rasanam Tadarbite Pado Hare Kshetra Padanu Sarpane Shiro Rushikesha Padabhivandane Kamam tu dase natu kama kamya Yaduttama shloka janashraya rati. 3 verses in their 18, 19, 20th verses of 4th chapter of 9th canto. So you all have heard that. What is that? So what? Savai Mana Krishna. So first, king of all the senses is mind. So mind only he fixed on Krishna's lotus feet. Then other senses automatically followed. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayu. Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunanu Varnane is Vacha, tongue for glorifying the Lord Vaikuntanath. Karo Harera Mandir Marjanadishu, hands for cleansing the temple of the Lord. Shrutim Chakara Chuta Satkatodaye, ears for hearing Lord's katha. Then next, Mukundalinga Laya Darshane Drisho, the eyes for seeing the beautiful deity forms of the Lord. Then Tadbrut Yagatra Sparshanga Sangamam, and then for his sense of touch in touching the lotus feet of the devotees. Granam Chatatpada Saroja Saurave, nostrils for smelling the tulsi leaves offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, or flowers. Granam Chatatpada Saroja Saurave Srimat Tulasyam Rasanam Tadarpite. Rasana, tongue, in tasting the tulsi offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Shiro Rushikesha Padabi Vandane, head in bowing down before the Lord. Pado Hare Kshetra Padaram Sarpada, and legs for visiting different holy places. Kamam Chadasya Natu Kama Kame, he made all his desires subservient to his one desire to serve the Lord. Yaduttama Shloka Janashraya Ratihi. So like that. Maharaj Ambarish was able to offer very nice prasad to Krishna because he was a king and had no scarcity of finances. He used to offer Krishna the most royal dishes and would then test the remnants as Krishna prasad. There was no scarcity in his royal style because he had a very beautiful temple wherein the deity of the Lord was decorated with costly paraphernalia and offered high grade food. So everything was available and his engagement was always completely in Krishna consciousness. The idea is that we should follow in the footsteps of great devotees. If we are unable to execute all the different items of devotional service, we must try to execute at least one of them, as exemplified by previous acharyas. All those 9 examples, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami, etc. If we are engaged in the execution of all the items of devotional service, as was Maharaj Ambarish, then the perfection of devotional service is guaranteed from each one of these items. With the first complete engagement, one becomes automatically detached from material contamination, and liberation becomes the maidservant of the devotee. This idea is confirmed by Bilowangal Thakur. Mukti Mukulitanjali Sevati Asmat. Because Mukti Devi is the maidservant of Bhakti Devi. If you have Bhakti, Mukti is automatically there at the doorstep. With folded palms, saying, "My dear devotee, Pankaj Prabhu, how may I serve you?" I say, "Sorry, I am busy in serving Krishna by honoring unlimited Mahaprasad." That is service, na? Prasad Seva. So Mahaprasad Seva is Mahaseva. So like that. This idea is confirmed by Bilowangal Thakur. If one develops unalloyed devotion to the Lord, liberation will follow the devotee as his maidservant. Srila Rupa Goswami says that the regulative principles of devotional service are sometimes described by authorities as the path of serving the Lord in opulence. So Bilowangal Thakur's verse is this: Bhaktis tvai sthiratara bhagavan yadisya daivena nafalati divya kishora murtihi mukti swayam mukulitanjali sevate asman dharmartha kamagatayah samaya pratiksha. Bhaktis tvai sthiratara bhagavan yadisya. अगर भगवान आपकी भक्ति में अगर मेरा मन स्थिर हो जाए, दैवेन न फलति दिव्य किशोर मूर्ति, और उसके कारण जो किशोर मूर्ति है भगवान की, वो मुझे हमेशा मेरे आंखों के सामने प्रकट होती है। और उस समय मुक्ति स्वयं मुकुलितांजलि, मुक्ति देवी स्वयं हाथों को फोल्ड करके मेरे दरवाजे पे खड़ी रहती है सेवा करने के लिए कि मेरे प्रभु कैसे करूं मैं आपकी सेवा। तो वो तो आएगी ही। तो धर्मार्थ काम गतयः समय प्रतीक्षा। धर्म अर्थ काम की तो कहने की क्या बात है, मुक्ति ही खड़ी है स्वयं। ये तो सब चले पहले से आ जाएंगे। धर्म अर्थ काम तो सेपरेटली कुछ जरूरत है ही नहीं डिवोटी को। Srila Goswami said that the regulative principles of devotional service are sometimes described by authority as the path of serving the Lord in opulence. I'm not sure what exactly he means. Here also I am seeing whether this is related to this chapter or next chapter. Seems like Rag means spontaneous. Swara Swarasiki. Absorption. Parama. Yes, font padna bahut mushkil hai. In one's object of love, this is too impossible. You know. Kya hai? Object of love is called raga. Ragatmika Bhakti, that is next chapter. So for this chapter there are no notes, I think. Okay. These 64 items it seems, regulative principles of devotional service, that is what is 64 item, are sometimes described by authority as the path of serving the Lord in opulence. So we are serving the Lord with opulence, no? Royal, some of them are directly saying, whatever that number. So like a royal person it's treated, huh? It's like a king is attended like that, and even otherwise also offering, celebrating Janmashtami, so all serving the Lord in opulence. Any question?
Sakyam that is mentioned in the 9 principles of devotional service, like
9-fold process of devotion.
Ninefold process, and in the 5 modes in which 5 rasas in which devotional service is performed, Dasyam, Sakyam, Madhurya, Sakya ras, Madhurya ras, that both are same.
They appear to be same because examples are similar only. Because for this one, Sakhyam, what is the example? Sakhyaras Arjun, and here also serving the Lord Sakhyam. Whose example is given? Who perfected life? Arjun. There Dasyam, Dasyaras. Certainly Krishna's devotees are there in Dasyaras, Raktak, Patrak, etc. But as far as Lord Ram is concerned, in Hanumanji, and we have his example, that Kapipatir Dasya Hanumanji. So it appears similar. But there are 5 rasas, and here it is ways of serving. Understand? So there Shanta ras is there, but here in Bhakti 9 processes there is nothing like Shanta ras. All are very active. Chanta Dasya Sakhya. Vatsalya ras is there, but here these are 9 processes. So then Vatsalya ras kind of thing does not appear here. Those are rasas, relationships, which all different ways a devotee could have relationship with Krishna, or Krishna could have relationship with devotees. But here these are processes to attain perfection in one's devotional service. Any other?
So, can you elaborate on Pad Sevanam?
Pada Sevanam has several other factors. Jiva Goswami mentions in Jaiva Dharma also, I think. I don't have that notebook. But visiting holy places, Pada Sevanam, अपने चरणों के द्वारा भगवान की सेवा कब होती है? जब हम चल के जाते हैं तीर्थ क्षेत्र. Mata Lakshmi can only massage his lotus feet. We cannot massage. Those who are pujaris, in the night before putting the Lord to rest, they massage his lotus feet for a few seconds. Throughout the day they cannot keep massaging. That is not part of deity worship. Yes, that is not the thing. That is not the only thing as deity worship. So Mother Lakshmi can do that Pada. But for us, visiting holy places, then Tulsi Seva, that is also Pada Sevanam, and some other aspects are also there. Few more things. His Holiness Bhakti Rasama Maharaj also mentioned in Chardham Yatra. But I don't remember other things. But these are some more things. For us, Pada Sevanam is mainly going to holy places or going to ISKCON temple. It is Pada Sevanam. Any other?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In this section, artificial renunciation is mostly condemned. Like
Where?
In particular section, that our heart will become harder,
yes.
or it is unfavorable. So many times we got suggestion and instruction like if we cannot make it, then we should fake it.
My God. What kind of instruction and who gave it? And what is the meaning of it? You cannot make it, fake it.
Prabhupada sometimes say if you can't make it, then fake it. Like if you are not enthusiastic, be enthusiastic. You'll be necessary.
Oh, but I have not heard like that. It's true. Means Prabhupada made this statement. It's there in Vedas.
I have not said Prabhupada, but I have.
Because I have heard from His Holiness Radha Maharaj several times. If you are not feeling enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. But he never used the word, if you cannot make it, fake it. I never heard, not even once. This is little slang and little dangerous statement. You understand, no? If you cannot make it, fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
Huh?
Fake it till you make it.
My God. आप और भी डिग्री पढ़ाते जा रहे हैं. इसके आगे मत जाइए ग्रुप में, मैं तो मैं वैसा सन में डूब जाऊंगा अंदर. हाँ वही तो, वही मैं बोला, ये प्रभुपाद ने कब बोला? वही अभी देखो ये बोलते प्रभुपाद ने बोला. इसे भक्त बोलते हैं ये कुछ तो एक श्लोक वगैरह बोलने लगे. कहाँ है ये पद्म पुराण में? मुझे देखना है. हाँ तुम पढ़ो पद्म पुराण, इसमें 55,000 ही श्लोक है. नहीं तो डोंट डू लाइक दैट. कि प्रभुपाद ने कहा आर्टिफिशियल मीन्स या एक्ट enthusiastically. आर्टिफिशियल तो नहीं कह सकते, नेचुरल है. बट अवर कंडीशनिंग इज टू डीप, देन इट अपीयर्स आर्टिफिशियल. बट इट इज नॉट आर्टिफिशियल फॉर सोल, इट्स नेचुरल इन वन सेंस. जैसे वो बच्चे के लिए चलना या चलने का प्रैक्टिस करना आर्टिफिशियल नहीं, उसमें वो कैपेसिटी है, लेकिन वो थोड़ा सा वो जन्म के बाद वो होता नहीं, वैसे थोड़ा समय की बात है, वो चलना लग जाएगा. तो आर्टिफिशियल नहीं है वो उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस ऑफ वॉकिंग. That means that which is not that which is particular for devotional service. So that kind of renunciation we won't go for. For ego tussle, okay, I am very great, I am greater renunciate than you, I fast longer than you. वैसे पहले बहुत सारे ऋषि मुनिगण करते रहते थे. Like Vishwamitra and Vashishta tussle also. Vishwamitra wanted to become ब्रह्मर्षि, तो वो भिड़ गए इनके साथ, वशिष्ठ के साथ, बहुत कुछ हो गया. अल्टीमेटली वशिष्ठ मुनि एक्सेप्टेड, बट बीच में बहुत कुछ हो गया. फिर लंबा ये आई वो आई. So we don't get into that kind of artificial renunciation. Only for the pleasure of Krishna and Acharyas, whatever fasting and austerities that we do. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhet. Sattva shuddha hona chahiye. Existence should be purified. Whereas the austerities the yogis and gyanis perform, in one sense their existence becomes putrefied with false ego. Externally may gross body may become purified, but subtle body gets contaminated. False ego becomes very big. That's what you can see. Sobari Muni means he unfortunately he did Vaishnava aparadh. That's why the whole problem came. Now he is saying, "Arey, how dare of this Garudji to take fish from here?" Because he had given protection to all the fishes. You don't worry, I give you full protection. Nobody can harm you. And then Garudji took the king of the fishes only. तो इनका बड़ा आग बबूला हो गए. It is too much. So their existence doesn't get purified, rather gets putrefied because of increasing false ego. Same thing with Vishwamitra Muni. त्रिशंकु को उन्होंने त्रिशंकु को ना बोला था पहले उन्होंने. Vishwamitra said no. He said, oh, if Vashishta cannot do, I thought you would be able to do. He said, oh really? Then I will do it. तो फिर वो लग गए. फिर वो तो demigods kicked him out. And then he was coming down again, he sent him up again, demigods kick. वो बेचारा फुटबॉल बन गया. और नहीं चाहिए मुझे, बोले नहीं तुझे नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन नहीं साहब ऐसे कैसे थोड़ा तुझे मैं लटका के रहूँगा. तो उसके लिए आर्टिफिशियल स्वर्ग ही निर्माण कर दिया. वो त्रिशंकु को उल्टा लटक रहा था. तो सी ईगो टसल हो गया. तो क्या तपो दिव्यम, दिव्य तप कहाँ है इसमें? पुत्र का यानी सत्वम शुद्धित, सत्व शुद्ध हुआ ही नहीं. फॉल्स ईगो तो मेन कॉज है ऑफ गेटिंग फर्दर मटेरियल बॉडीज. तो होता नहीं इन लोगों का, इसलिए वो आर्टिफिशियल रिनंसिएशन. that makes existence putrefied. So we should purify existence. Like austerities we do, heart becomes soft. Acharyas have told nothing more than that. Then it's good. Yes.
What you told just now, like artificial renunciation, and when false ego increases more and more. False ego increases more and more. So you can see basically outside those who are in the name of bhakti, what they are doing. So they are called, he is a great deity, he is a great pandit, he is that. So basically in the name of bhakti, they are including their false ego only. They are not parampara.
They are not even performing bhakti many times. They have some rituals, some pujas, some vrata. Who is practicing bhakti? Shravanam. How many of those people hear about Krishna? Kirtanam. Speaking about Krishna, yeah, some Bhagavad Katha ka saath hai. Smaranam, remembering Lord. Pada Sevanam, Archanam, deity worship. Many are impersonalists, no deities. And Vandanam, bowing down before the Lord. Dasyam, a servant of the Lord. Hardly anybody has. Most of the, I don't know what the monks do in different mathas of India. Is one thing is true, many of them are wearing saffron clothes. But exactly what do they do from morning 4 a.m.? Do they have Mangal Arati, Nasimhati, deity worship, Japa, 2 hours of whatever, some mantra? Do they have? Shringar Darshan kind of thing, Guru Puja, and Bhagavatam class. वही तो concocted sadhana है, not even sadhana. So I doubt how many people really practice devotional service. They do some vratas and tapas. Jain Swamis are there, वो ऐसे एकदम पट्टी बांध के 40 दिन का उपवास करके आए हमारे तीर्थंकर या जो भी कुछ तो बोलते हैं परम पूज्य, वो होता है. They walk several kilometers bare feet, white कपड़े देखा होगा, घूमते हैं वो, बोलते ही नहीं किसी से, वैसे बोलने के लिए कुछ है भी नहीं. अच्छा ही है, isn't it? It sounds hollow. कितने सारे ऐसे साधु वगैरह है इंडिया में. हाँ, एक समाज सेवा बहुत करते हो लोग. वो बहुत हॉस्पिटल खोल के रखते हैं, शाला गौशाला रखते हैं, फिर अंधों को बहरों को कपड़े वगैरह देना, ब्लैंकेट देना. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोगों को आप बोले मेरे गुरु महाराज ब्लैंकेट्स देते हैं गरीबों को. ठंडी के दिनों में वो ये चुपके से जाते हैं, ब्लैंकेट डाल के आते हैं. कभी वो नहीं जा पाते तो अपने लोगों के द्वारा डालते हैं. हमारे गुरु महाराज समाज अन्न दान करते हैं, है कि नहीं? That you will hear a lot.
Like you were mentioning in the morning class, mentioning that in ISKCON, like the devotees, those who left the temple or like went away from bhakti or like that to change ashram. The main point was like they were not doing their sadhana properly, not reading Prabhupada books, so that they lost the taste basically. That's how. But how these outside people, they don't have any bhakti, no book reading, nothing.
They don't do Vaishnava aparad.
So how they?
These outside people don't do Vaishnava aparad. We make faster progress than outside people because of Vaishnava seva, and we have faster degradation because of Vaishnava aparad. So very quickly going up, very quickly coming down. For us it happens all because of either serving Vaishnavas or offending Vaishnavas. यदि वैष्णव अपराध उठे हाथी माता, उपाड़े व छिंडे तार, सुखे जाए पाता. But if one commits Vaishnava aparad, it is like letting a mad elephant loose in the nicely trimmed garden of Bhakti, where Bhakti Lata is growing luxuriantly, and then it is upade, either uproots Bhakti Lata or chinde, cuts it off. In either case, sukhe jaye pata, all the leaves dry up, and Bhakti Lata dies. So for us, we have fastest process of going up and fastest process of going down also. All dependent on whether we serve Vaishnavas and please them or we disserve them.
Still, like their process is very hollow. So how they
have very slow progress, or they don't have goal only. Where will they progress in one sense? They progress in social welfare work only. हमारे गुरु महाराज के पहले एक ही गौशाला थी जिसमें 5 गैये थी, अभी 10 गौशाला हैं, कुल मिलाकर 1000 गैये। तो दे प्रोग्रेस ओनली इन सोशल वेलफेयर वर्क, दे डोंट प्रोग्रेस इन स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ एंड दे डोंट हैव मच टू गो डाउन, क्योंकि वैष्णव अपराध करते नहीं, वो थोड़ा बहुत गो सेवा करते हैं, मानव सेवा करते हैं, दैट इज गुड।
I am asking like how they are able to maintain their renounced order of life. I am asking that actually. Like in our responsibility they do so much and
दैट इज नॉट अ बिग डील इन वन सेंस। वो किसी के है कर्म में तो वो होगा, किसी के जीवन में ऐसे शादी ही नहीं है वो भी तो ब्रह्मचर्य रहता है एक तरीके से, ठीक है, तो घर में ही रहता है वो भी, वो साधुओं के द्वारा आश्रम में भी नहीं रहता, तो घर में रहता है। ऐसे देखे कि नहीं आपने लोग, ऐसे ही है घर में वो, उसको ब्रह्मचारी भी नहीं कह सकते, तो वो है किसी किसी केस में। आप इसके रिनंसिएशन के ऊपर जोर मत दो, भक्ति करो। ब्रह्मचारी बनना, गृहस्थ बनना, ये दैट इज नॉट द गोल। गोल इज भक्ति, whatever path helps us, we accept it.
Shriku, like we see in our life that you will do so much chanting, hearing, reading, so much activities. Still the desire to gratify the material world, gratify the senses and enjoy that is there, and sometimes you will tend to go in that direction, or sometimes little bit fall away from bhakti, or again they pick up. That's the point. So
Vaishnava should not be done. By the mercy of the Vaishnavas, you become very powerful in spiritual life. By offending them, you go down very quickly.
So I'm asking like how outside those are.
They don't commit Vaishnava apparadh.
Like renounced order, they are living totally, so concentration desire is there.
What quality of renounced order we don't know. I told that sadhu he was smoking, वो दो गली के इसमें बीच में ही वो खड़ा होके स्मोकिंग कर रहा था, न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ रहा था। तो उनका रिनाउंस ऑर्डर जो भी है, अभी हो सकता है 10-15 साल के साथ बाद दे विल बी बिहाइंड द बार्स, लेकिन ओडिशा में साधु आर बिहाइंड बार्स, है कि? एंड सम ऑफ देम आर caught with scandals with women, मनी का बहुत ये निकलता है। वो साधु चला गया, उसके बाद लॉरी भर भर के तो पैसा निकलता है, कहाँ से आया, क्या किया उसने, भगवान जाने। तो उनका जो रिनाउंस्ड ऑर्डर है वो ऊपर वाले के ऑर्डर के साथ इतना मैच नहीं होता, अलग ही होता है, इसलिए वो कहीं ना कहीं पोल खुल जाती है फिर, है कि नहीं? उड़ीसा में सुना है कि नहीं, कितने सारे बाबाज हैं सलामों के पीछे। तो we don't have to worry about that artificial renunciation or whatever it is. We just practice the bhakti honestly. Simplicity, saralta is the first thing in devotee's life. सरल कोरिया मन गाओ गाओ पुनः गौरांगे रघुण सरल कोरिया मन, बस मन को सरल रखते हुए भक्ति करो, ठीक है? सो लैंड हियर। श्री भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की जय, श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। So we have 3 classes so far, so good. I learned it from, I think, His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj.